Hello everyone, welcome to my new video. In this video I'm going to explain to you that how you can apply for the postgraduate work permit extension. So I received a lot of questions from the students saying that should they apply online or on the paper application. So I'm gonna take you step by step how we're gonna apply for the postgraduate work permit extension, and stay tuned with me in this video. So guys, this is the official website of the IRCC. You can see here ircc.canada.ca. You can see there that if you had to renew your passport, you can extend to the postgraduate work permit with your new passport only if you were eligible for a postgraduate work permit, but you did not get the full length because your passport was going to expire. So the students whose passport going to expire and they will not get the full length of postgraduate work permit, so they have to apply for the extension. And it's clearly mentioned here that include this information in the letter of explanation when you apply to extend your postgraduate work permit. So I'm gonna take you in this video step by step how we're gonna apply for the extension of the postgraduate work permit, and we have to attach the letter of explanation. Okay, we're gonna click here on this. So when I click on that link, it brings us on this page. This is again www.canada.ca, Immigration, Refugee, Citizenship, official website of the IRCC. It mentioned here that if you need to extend or change the condition of your Pgwp, you must apply on paper if you're extending or changing the condition of work permit. So you can only extend your Pgwp if your passport expired earlier than the full period of eligibility of your postgraduate work permit. If your passport expired earlier than the length of your time you are eligible, we will only issue you a Pgwp that valid until your passport expires. So the IRCC only gonna issue you the postgraduate work permit only until the expiry of your passport. They will not issue you the full length 3 years of your postgraduate work permit if you don't have the full length covered passport. So if your passport expired before postgraduate work permit 3 years, they only gonna give you the postgraduate work permit until the expiry of your passport. So it's the question that many people ask that should they apply on paper or online? Yes, many students or many people got their extension when they apply online, but we have to go with the IRCC official website, and it depends on your scenario, how your scenario is. But as is mentioned on the website, you must apply on paper. But if you cannot apply on paper, I see that many people applied online, and yes, their extension of the postgraduate work permit got approved. So, but as we go with the official website, it must say that you must apply on paper if you are extending the condition of your postgraduate work permit. And there's another question that many people ask, should they have to provide the proof of language test again? And again, it's mentioned right here. You do not have to provide the proof of language ability if you apply to extend your postgraduate work permit because because your passport expired before the end of the full validity period of the Pgwp you are eligible for. So we just have to fill the application. So I'm gonna take you in this video how we're gonna apply for extension of the postgraduate work permit. Okay, I'm here on the Google, so we have to type here Pgwp extension, work permit extension. So the first one, we're gonna click on this. The first link, can I renew my postgraduate work permit? ircc.canada.ca. So we're gonna click on this one. Here, apply to extend your Pgwp. So we're gonna click here, you must apply on paper. We're gonna click here, apply on paper. Then I need to extend my PGWP or to change this condition. We're gonna click here. All right, so this is the form that we need. We need a checklist, IMM 5710 form, and use of representative. If you apply, this is not for us. This is if you're applying through the immigration consultant, or if you want to choose your friend. I'm gonna tell you later on about this. So we're gonna click on the first one, document checklist. So document checklist. So guys, this is downloading here. We're gonna open in the Adobe Reader. Double click on this. Okay, so this form is get open. So it's a IMM 55A3, and this is a checklist. So we have to add, first of all, application to change the IMM 5710. That's we're gonna download soon. We're gonna click here. If we have this, use our representative. Guys, if you're using any representative, any friend or any family member other than you, you have to fill up the use of representative form. And then the third form is the IMM 5475. That's only in the case if you're releasing the information, your case to someone other than yourself. Then guys, come to the document list. What we need the photocopies of your passport pages, the any stamps that is made by the Canadian authorities, any stamps that you came to Canada and on the border there was a stamp was done on your passport. So you have to add all the pages because we're doing the paper application. Then we have to do the photocopies of your travel document. If you're not using your passport and you're using some other travel document, then you have to click here. We are not. So guys, we're clicking here, the first option, and we're clicking this option which says the document checklist, the first one. And then on the third one, it says the photocopy of your current immigration document. So we must have the postgraduate work permit, which is valid as of now. So we're gonna click here and we're gonna attach our present postgraduate work permit, the final transcripts, and your final letter from the college that you pass your postgraduate studies or any secondary studies that you finish in Canada. So you have to add their photocopies in this application. We're gonna click here. And your proof of payment, we need to pay the postgraduate work permit extension fees, which is $100 plus $155. It's a total is $255. And we're gonna attach the proof here. So remember guys, we already read that we don't need to provide the language proof. So we're not gonna click here. And this is for the co-op work permit application. All right, so we are here on the form IMM 5710. So we're gonna fill first our UCI. You can find your UCI on your present postgraduate work permit. So for now, we're gonna write down 0. So guys, put your UCI number here. Then we're gonna do English. So we're gonna click here, apply for the work permit with the same employer. You can click this option if you are employed with the same employer and you're employed in Canada. Then you're gonna come down, put your family name, your given name. Guys, if you don't have your family name on your passport, I already made the video on that. You can click on this video on the right top corner. What you guys should do if you don't have the family name on your passport. Then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna see second option. Have you ever used any other name? If you never used any other name, you're gonna click no. If you yes, then put your name that you previously used, your gender, your date of birth, the place of birth, then your citizenship. So current country of residence, because we're applying from within the Canada, so it's already Canada written here, your status. So right now we're doing the post-graduate work permit extension. It means to say we already have our work permit. So we are worker right now. We can click on worker. Then write down your work permit issue date and the expiry date here, that the present one that you already have it. Then previous country or territory of residence. Have you lived in any other country? If you have ever lived other than your country of citizenship, that you're gonna click yes. If you never, because I'm from India and I only lived in India in the last 5 years, and I didn't live anywhere else other than in Canada, so I'm gonna click no. Option automatically get in gray, so we don't have to fill anything here. Your current marital status. I'm single. If you're married, then you're gonna put your marriage date and your spouse name here. Then we're gonna add our personal details here. Have you previously been married? No, not in my case. If you have ever, then click yes and fill up the detail here. Your language. Have you ever taken a test in English? If you guys have your test, the ALS test, that is still valid, you're gonna click yes here. But if you don't have it, that's still fine because we don't need it for this application. I'm clicking no because I don't have any valid ALS or self-pick test as of now. But if you do have it, then click yes. If you're applying for the postgraduate work permit, then you must need the English test or the French test. But as we are doing the extension, so we don't have it, and that is fine, as is mentioned earlier in this video that is written on the IRCC website, that we don't have to provide the language test. Then add your passport number here. Do you have any national identity document? I don't have any, so I'm gonna click no. Guys, you can also click a yes here, and you're gonna put, if you're from India, you're gonna put your Aadhaar card number, and you can write down here India and issue date. That's also count as a national identity document. So you don't have to put the national identity document if you don't have it, but if you do have it, just put your document number if you have any other national identity document. Do you have any USBR card? If you don't have it, then you're gonna click no. If you have it, yes. And your information. Your postgraduate work permit gonna come on this mailing address. If your residential address is same as your mailing address, then click yes. And your telephone number. Then any, if you have any other telephone number, put your email address. So this is very important, guys. Please put your email address. So if the visa officer have any questions, they can contact with you on your email, and that will create less delay in the application process. So make sure put your exact email address, and this is very important. So put your email address here for your original entry. So when you guys came to Canada, so you're gonna enter there, and you're gonna put the place. If you came in the Toronto Pearson Airport, you're gonna write down here Toronto Pearson Airport. So depend which airport you guys came to, find their find their name and write down there. So I came to Canada as a student, so I'm gonna write down here study when I came to Canada, and date and the place of most recent entry to Canada. So guys, if you have ever fly outside from Canada during your stay in Canada, you're gonna write down your recent visit. So in my scenario, I don't have any recent end here. So I see that many students flying to US, and guys, if you ever flew to US or you went to your own back home, and you came back. So write down the most recent entry here. In my case, I never went to any other country, either even my own back home. So I'm not gonna write anything here because this is my original entry to Canada, and I never flew to any other country. All right, so the fourth point says that if applicable, provide the document number, any visitor record, study permit, work permit that we have it. So because we applied for the extension, so we do have the postgraduate work permit. So write down the document number that is written on your postgraduate work permit. So guys, here you're gonna provide the information where you are going to work or where you're working right now. So it says here, what type of work permit are you applying for? So we're applying for the postgraduate work permit as we're gonna click from here. Even we're applying for the extension, we're gonna click here. And then our employer, where we're going to work or where we are working right now. So our employer name, their complete address, their city address, and your job title, and the brief description of the duties of your job that you are doing right now or that you are going to do. So guys, here they asking you duration of the expected employment. So if lying on 31st, so we're gonna write down here 31st if we already have a job here. But if you don't have a job right now and you are getting it in the future, you're gonna write down the future date here. And two, so until when you are going to work in that job. Guys, if you don't know what you're gonna fill up here, so what I'm gonna suggest you write down the today's date here from, and two, you're gonna write down until you are expecting that you're gonna get your work permit. Suppose if you have remaining 2 years on your postgraduate work permit, you're gonna write down, you're gonna calculate and you're gonna write down here until 2027, July 31st. So basically it depends on your scenario. Okay, come to the eighth point. Have you been issued a certificate under the PNP? Not in my scenario. Education, have you have any postgraduate education? Yes, because we are applying for the postgraduate work permit, so we have to write down when we got our study permit, where we studied. So you're gonna write down here your date of your study, your field or level of study, your school, and when you finish your study, and the city. All right, guys. So make sure you fill your own information. This is just as an example. So don't go with my dates. So just do your education when you finish your education. So write down your education date and employment. If you are employed, you're gonna write down from when you got employed and your current activity, what you're doing, your company name. I know most of the people are struggling with the jobs right now. So guys, if you don't have any job, you're gonna write down here that you are unemployed, and you're gonna write down the date from when you are from unemployed, from which date, and write down your home address, your city or Canada. From it, and it says that you need from last 10 years. So if you employed anywhere in any country, doesn't matter in Canada, but if you employed anywhere in Canada or anywhere in the world, then you have to write down all the employment history here. And for present, if you are unemployed, you're gonna write down your present, you are unemployed here. And then if you have any other work history, you're gonna write down start from here. And if you need the additional information to add here, if you have more than 3 jobs, you always gonna attach another letter, and you're gonna write down all your employment history on that letter, and you're gonna add with your application. So let's go with the background information. We're almost done. So within the past 2 years, have you have any family member with the lung problem? Not in my case. Have you have any physical mental disorder? Not in my case. Have you ever remained beyond the validity of your status? Not in my case. No. Guys, please read this one carefully. Have you ever been refused to visa permit? Not in my case. Guys, if you have ever been refused to come to Canada, so you're gonna click yes here, and you're gonna write down here the information why you get refused and when you get refused. You can write down the date here and the later explanation why you get refused. And in my scenario, no. Have you previously applied to enter or remain in Canada? Yes, because we are in Canada right now. So we're gonna click yes. And we're gonna give them a brief detail when we got our study permit again and when we got our postgraduate work permit. So we're gonna write down the date and later explanation what we got it. So I am clicking right here yes. So I'm gonna click here. So guys, yeah, this is just the example what you're gonna write down. So I written down here I came on January 1st, 2024, came on a study permit. Issued the study permit from this date to this date. So and we can also add our postgraduate information right underneath when we got our postgraduate work permit. So this is just an example. So you're gonna write down on behalf of your scenario. So next question, have you ever been convicted or arrested? Not in my case. Did you have served in any military? No. Are you ever been a member associated? No. No. So guys, read this information and click according to that. Date and do your signature here. Guys, signature is very important. Without signature, they're gonna send your application back and you have to do all the process from a beginning. This information, we're gonna click on validate. And if everything should be good, then we're gonna get the message here. If we're missing anything, then it's gonna show that in a red. Validate, they're gonna give us a barcode. We're gonna click on validate. So here it says that validation completed successfully, and they gave us a barcode here. This is an important thing, guys. I give you an example quickly here. If let's suppose if we miss some information, if we miss here, and we click on a validate here, it's gonna show that in a red. See, it says that employment is you must contain a value. So we're gonna go back. See, it says red. So we have to fill the information. So make sure if you get any of this error, mean to say you're missing that information or you're putting a wrong information there, and you have to validate again. So once we validate again, we're gonna get the barcodes. So this is the barcode we got. So guys, this is all for the IMM 5710 form. So this is all the information that we needed. So we just filled the IMM 5710 form. So now we're going to pay the fees. Before we go ahead and pay the fees, we have to make sure that once we pay the fees, it says right here at the end, you click the button to print the IRC official with the barcode. So once you guys pay the fees with your credit card, with your debit card, you're gonna take out the receipt with the barcode on it. So this official paper we're gonna add with our application as a proof of payment. So I'm telling you the simple way how we're gonna pay the fees. So you have to type here pay IRCC fees, and you have to click the first option here, pay your fees online. Make sure you're going to the official website, which is ircc.canada.ca. Click on this option. So it says pay your fees online. We're gonna come here, pay your fees. Make sure you guys you have your credit card or the debit card. So we're gonna select here what we are paying for. We are paying for our temporary residence, which is a work permit. We're gonna click here, click continue. So guys, now we have to select here what we are paying today. We are paying today work permit including the extension, this option. So we're gonna add one in front of this, and we're applying for the open work permit holder fees as well. So we're gonna add one again. Okay, so now we're gonna go down, we're gonna click submit. So it shows here that what we are paying today, we are paying for the work permit fees and the open work permit fees, which is 155 plus $200, which is 255 in total. So guys, I'm not going to log in right now, but you have to click here and log in, and you have to pay. So I'm click right now. I'm not going to log in into my account, but you guys have to make your own account. So you have to log in here. If you don't have your account here, you have to register by clicking here. And it's easy. You just have to put your email address and you're gonna log in and you're gonna pay the fees. All right, so we just paid our fees and now we're gonna come back here on our document checklist. We see here that we need to include this checklist in our paper application. So let's go and tick again. So what we have, so we have IMM 5710 form. So make sure we're gonna put the barcode on the top of the application. We're gonna click here. That's we have it. Then we're gonna use our use of representative. We are not using today. We're now using IM 5475. I discussed already about this earlier. Photocopy of our passport. Make sure you should add all the passport copies of the pages of your passport that have the sticker on it, any stamps, and first and the last page that shows your biometric. So we're gonna click here. We're adding our passport pages. Then the photocopy of your travel identity document. We are not using this today, so we're not gonna click here. Then the photocopy of your current immigration document. We're gonna include our present postgraduate work permit that we already have it in our possession. We're gonna click this. Then the second one, the final transcript. Like I told you earlier, we're gonna add our final transcript that we got it after we completed our studies, and a letter from our college that states that we finished our studies and we completed our studies. So we're gonna click here. Proof of payment. We just made the payment, and this is a proof we're gonna attach with the barcode. So we're gonna add the receipt here. We're gonna click here. It's already clicked. Proof of language, guys. Like I mentioned earlier, so we don't have to add the proof of language test because we are applying for the extension. But if you already have the IELTS test or the CELPIC test or any proof of English or French with you, add with this application, make sure it's valid. But again, this is a reminder, if you're applying for the postgraduate work permit the first time, then you must need the language test results and we have to attach with our application. But this is just an extension for you, so we're not clicking here. And the original letter provided by the institution stated your employment is an essential part of your program. This is not our case, so we're not going to click here. And with all this document, we're also going to attach a couple of more documents. We're going to add our letter of explanation. We're going to mention everything in the letter of explanation, that why we're applying for this extension. You're going to click on the right top corner of this video and you're going to see that how we're going to write the letter of explanation. You're going to click here and I'm going to guide you how we're going to write the letter of explanation. And guys, another thing, you can also attach your employment offer letter. If you're working right now, your employment letter with this application. You can also add the IELTS test result and the letter of explanation. Any additional document that you should think that gonna help your application to get processed and that gonna help the immigration officer to understand your case better. So always add the document that you think that would make your file strong and make it understandable to the immigration officer how they're gonna process their file. So any information that you think that gonna help for your application, add with this checklist and this application and send it to the address. I'm gonna show you which where you're gonna send this application. All right, so we are here. That's we're gonna send the application to. So it says here the address, this one. So Case Processing Center in Edmonton, Immigration Refugee, Canada, CO, Student Work Permit, / same employer, Edmonton. So this is address where we're gonna send our this application, postgraduate work permit extensions. As it's clearly mentioned here that you have to follow these guidelines. So it says that put all the completed forms, supporting documents, and the fees payment receipt in a large envelope. You can get this envelopes from the Canada Post. You can go to any shoppers and there should be a Canada Post. Guys, make sure in some shoppers they don't have the Canada Post. So make sure you Google it and before you go and see that the shopper has the Canada Post inside. So go to any Canada Post location and address the envelope as follow. So we're gonna write down here this one, student work permit extensions. Write down this on the envelope and it says that this includes co-op internships, any postgraduate work permit. This is our case that we are doing right now. So we're gonna write down student work permit extensions. Then we're gonna add this address that where we're gonna send the application to. And it's also mentioned that we have to write your name, address at the top left hand corner of the envelope. So write your name and address there and have the post office wait to your envelope. So guys, this is all for today's video. And if you want to know more about how we're gonna apply or how we're gonna write down the letter of explanation, I'm gonna add the new videos for that soon. But for now, best of luck. Hopefully this video is helpful for you guys. And give me a thumbs up and subscribe my channel if you like this video.